Hello, welcome to Dateline Lagos, where we take you on a ride of activities in the state. I'm Loretta Chiogo. The highlights: Govt. Ambode throws his weight behind the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate, President Muhammadu Buhari, telling Nigerians to vote for him come February the 16th. Commissioner for Tourism reels out achievements of the Ambode-led government. Contractors handling major projects under the Lagos Bus Reform Initiative assures of completing them before his tenure expires in May 2019. Now the stories in full. The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Ambode, was in Kaduna State for the presidential rally, where he canvassed support for the continuity of the APC-led government at the federal level. He believes the Buhari-led administration would launch Nigeria into its rightful place in the Committee of Nations.
The Lagos State Governor, Ambode, joined the Governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, the Zamfara State Governor, Abdulaziz Yari, and All Progressives Congress chieftains in Kaduna State to show their support for President Muhammadu Buhari's re-election bid. Ahmadu Bello Stadium, venue of the presidential rally, is full to capacity, and the reason is clear. Lent their voices on reinforcing the continuity slogan. APC, say Baba. For Governor Ambode, social inclusion policies of the federal government and the very visible infrastructural developments across the country is a testament that President Buhari remains the best choice to move Nigeria forward to the next level.
We're very happy to be here. We know Kaduna State belongs to APC, and God will give us victory February 16. Vote APC from bottom to top. God bless you.
As the dates for the elections draw near and the campaigns get underway, Nigerians will ultimately determine who becomes the next president.
Since 2015, Govt. Ambode has embarked on a number of projects. Some of them have been completed, while some are still work in progress. While the Commissioner for Tourism, Mr. Steve Ayoride, said several projects have been listed for the next Lagos State Governor. Take a look.
Lagos State is arguably the most economically important state in the country, with a population of about 23.42 million people. The city, which is fast growing by the day, requires a lot of work to make the state functional. Since Governor Ambode resumed office in 2015, he's taken on a number of responsibilities that will help improve the lives of its citizens.
This road expansion that is coming, part of the problem we have in Oshodi is pedestrian and vehicular interaction. So we are going to create a leg of pedestrian bridge here.
The State Commissioner for Tourism, who was one time the Commissioner of Information, speaks to us about several areas the Governor has worked on.
It's clear that in the area of infrastructure, he has done quite a lot. He has done very well in terms of, physical infrastructure. I doubt if any administration before him has done as many roads as he has done, and the list, is endless. The two Jubilee bridges, for example, the Abule Egba one and the Aja one, the other bridge, which was commissioned to coincide with the birthday of Ashwaju Tinubu in 2017. Practically all the major roads leading to Ijebu from Ekpe, for example, and the entire transformation of Ekpe, infrastructurally speaking, roads, flyovers, etc. Without a doubt, those are major areas of achievement. One of the key things that he said he would do, when he assumed office in 2015, the first thing he did actually was to convene a traffic summit. And it was from that traffic summit that two key things emerged. One was the fact that part of why traffic builds up a lot. If you remove the perennial and peculiar problems of the tankers and the issues of the port, and the fact that everybody comes to Lagos either, to pick goods from the port or to load fuel. If you remove those, peculiar ones, and we concentrate on normal traffic, that are there, and outside of potholes that are being fixed, have always been fixed, two things emerged from the traffic summit. One was the fact that there were no decent, tidy, and regulated bus stops, slip roads, and lay-bys. And you see that between 2016 and 2017, the governor concentrated so much on those areas, starting with the Oworo, end of it, and then the Alakpere. And they worked magic. In November 2015, the first thing he did was to complete the project with the World Bank project that serviced the BRT corridor from Ikorodu all the way down to CMS to Marina. That was what informed the BRT corridor that is almost completed now from Oshodi, going all the way to Abule-Egba. That was what informed the flyovers in all the key areas where you have major gridlock. And then, of course, the main reform thing is to say, let us have a new set of buses, standard buses that will complement, those of the BRTs and the red buses and the blue buses. And therefore, you have almost 1,000 of the 5,000 projected buses that have arrived. And the reason why they were delayed was because you can't just bring the buses and put them somewhere and you think that they will work. The infrastructure that will allow the buses to work conveniently had to be, ensured, had to be put in place, which was why the first 12 to 15 bus terminals had to be fixed. When the bus terminal is there, the one that His Excellency Mr. President at Ikeja Commission is there, and you see, the display of all the buses, the blue and white buses when they came. The Anthony one is there. The Yaba bus terminal is almost there. The governor has announced now that before the end of March, the first set of the buses, will start operating to complement the success of the BRT buses and the red buses, and to show that people can sit in their homes and say, oh, because of the comfortable buses that are now available in Lagos State, I don't need to take my car out. Let me check the time that the bus will depart from Ikeja, to Yaba, or the time that the bus will depart from Anthony to Victoria Island. And then, the same way that we would do elsewhere. The buses that will be moving from Ikeja to Anthony by its number and its direction, because you can actually trace it online. So you can wait in Anthony Village or in Obanikoro and think that a bus 14 that is coming, which is showing the direction, its final destination. As you will see in London, that my final destination is Ojuelegba, or my final destination is Ojota. Once you see that this is bus 14, final destination Ojuelegba, and you know the areas where it will stop, automatically you know that bus 14 is not for you if your own destination is Alausa. So those are the things, those are the necessary things, apart from the physical infrastructure that needed to be, ready and available. I know you know that all these things have, an impact on a city that wants to be a destination, a city that wants to be welcoming, so that people can say, I don't need to need to charter a car. I don't need to go with Taxify or Uber. I can actually do the Ambode bus, because I know that they will be reliable, they will be to time, they will be safe, they have ACs, and they have provisions for the physically challenged.
It's not just about roads for the state governor. The creative sector has also been given some level of attention.
The area of tourism, which clearly was one of the things that he used in campaigning, mentioning specifically Project This, which stands for tourism, hospitality, entertainment and the arts, together with sport, to achieve excellence. If you look at the sport component of tourism, first and foremost, Oneko Stadium is about to be completed. It's a total revamp to make it into a world-class 5,000-seater facility, so that it can complement what we have with in Surulere, the Teslim Balogun Stadium, and of course in Agege, the Agege Stadium. the Lagos City Marathon, in collaboration with Access Bank, is going to have its 4th edition, consecutive edition, on the 2nd of February. That's a major landmark tourism-inclined sports activity for the state. Before the first edition in February 2016, marathon of any sort on a world-class scale had never happened in Lagos for like 31 years. So it was like 31 years after the last edition that a major marathon sporting activity, took place in Lagos in 2016, and it has been consistent. The J.K. Randu Center for Yoruba Culture and History at Onikon is nearing completion, should be delivered by May this year before the governor hands over. As a matter of fact, there is a colloquium on the 1st of February by the British Museum in London, which is happening, where the giant stride of the J.K. Randu Center, will be acknowledged. And part of what the British Museum will be talking about is their willingness to return some artifacts, to Nigeria, because they have a degree of belief in the standard of what Lagos State is building with the J.K. Randu. Yes, it's an art center, but it's almost like a museum. But that is also, that does not conflict with the fact that this administration has also started preliminary works on the Lagos Museum project, for which $600,000 grant, has been received from the Ford Foundation for the design and preliminary works, for the Lagos Museum. Of course, it's a project that it will pass on to its successor, the same way that it will pass on the J.K. Randu Center, after it has been delivered. 4 of the 6 theaters that he's also building simultaneously, a 500-seater theater in Badagry, in Ekwe, in Okwebi, and in Igodo, will also be ready before he hands over. Those are solid major infrastructural work in the area of tourism that he's doing. And don't also forget that for the first time ever in the history of the country, the administration of Govt. Ambode has finished and has unveiled a Lagos State Tourism Master Plan, which is a blueprint document that details all the things that are necessary, produced for us by Ernst & Young, EY, detailing all the, infrastructural developments, areas of investment, things that we need to do, who to speak to, areas to concentrate on, etc. Which therefore means that the next 2 or 3 governors after, Mr. Ambode will have a concrete document to work with, if they share the same passion and commitment with him.
Entertainment is one area that unites the people. And that is why the One Lagos Fiesta was showcased in 5 different locations.
The One Lagos Fiesta, again, clearly the biggest end-of-the-year music fiesta in this part of the world, anywhere in Africa. We just had the 4th edition in December of last year. It grew from the Lagos Countdown of 2013-2014, but which was limited to just 1 venue and 1 day at the Bar Beach. But in 2015, it was the administration of Govt. Ambode rebranded it and expanded the scope to first for that year spread over 5 venues and 5 days. But since 2016, it has been 8 good days all over the 5 zones in Ekpe, in Badagry, in Ikorodu, at Agege Stadium, and of course at Bar Beach. The value of the cash transactions that happened in Lagos in December alone, across 4 weeks, was in excess of 50 billion naira. A few people didn't understand what we meant. We didn't mean that that was what Lagos State earned as an income, but we're saying that that was the value, GDP, speaking, of the entire cash transactions in the tourism and creative economy, entertainment aspect of it that happened within Lagos.
Indeed, a lot of work has been lined up for the next Lagos State governor, and Lagosians will be expecting that the person who takes the governorship seat in Lagos will perform better than expected.